This may be the most important video you'll ever watch if you want to change your life, so please pay attention. And if you don't understand something, don't hesitate to ask me about it in the comments down below. This is the one mindset shift that you need to make in order to actually completely understand why you're stuck in your life. I got this from Tony Robbins, the world's most famous motivational coach, and trust me, it changed my life. And with this video, I want to offer that to you. Hello everyone, welcome back to InsightJunky, and instead of telling you the technique directly, I'll give you an example and see if you can understand it yourself. I'll tell you about a small incident that happened with me recently. I was working my ass off trying to finish my latest video. I had been up all night trying to export it, but something was just wrong that day. The software kept crashing, and once I did export the video, there was a power outage in my city. Have you ever had one of those days where everything just seems to go completely wrong? This was one of those days for me. I got so irritated that I shut down my laptop and screamed, "Why does this always happen to me?" I was pacing around the room frustrated and angry, and on top of this, the air conditioning wasn't working either, so my day just kept getting worse and worse. But then I stopped myself and I asked myself, what would it take in spite of my circumstances right now to upload this video? Well, I thought that I could just get some coffee to fight the sleep and go to a cafe with Wi-Fi so I can upload the video there. And then I did that, and I was able to upload the video. You see, the solution was so simple and it was staring at me right in the face, but I just couldn't see it. So what changed? Can you guess? Think about it for a minute. What really changed in me that allowed me to pull myself out of the situation? It was the question that I asked myself. Your brain is a problem-solving machine, and any question you ask yourself, your subconscious will give you an answer for it. When I was annoyed and frustrated, I asked myself, why does this always happen to me? And my brain did what it does best. It gave me the answer. You live in a third world country, what do you expect? Your laptop is a piece of garbage anyway. You don't have talent for anything. Just very destructive thoughts that led me nowhere. But when I asked myself the question, how can I upload the video that I need to upload today? My brain answered that as well. Well, you can go to an internet cafe, you can put the video on your phone and upload it there. Or you could just ask a friend to do it. Once I started asking the right questions, my brain came up with the right answers. So this is what you need to understand, so pay attention closely. Your brain doesn't give you a right or wrong answer. It gives you an answer based on the question you asked. So if you ask the wrong questions, you're going to get the wrong answers. And if you ask the right questions, well, you will get the right answers. And that is going to change your life. So this was an example from my daily life that I think we all can relate to. But I know you might be thinking, well, that's all fine and good, but what about the bigger problems in life? What if my husband is cheating on me? What if I was abused as a child? What if I'm suffering with depression? How do I solve these bigger life problems? Well, you do it in exactly the same way. There's nothing new. Now, of course, it's not going to be easy asking yourself these questions, but you have to do it if you want the life of your dreams. Let's say you lose all your savings during a financial crisis and now you're broke. What kind of questions would most people ask themselves in that moment? Well, they would say something like, why does this keep happening to me? Why don't my parents support me financially? What is the point of living without money anyway? And if you ask yourself these lousy questions, you're going to get lousy answers. Try to ask yourself the following question. What is the outcome that I want from this situation? And what can I change about my behavior right now that will help me move towards my goal? So if you lose all your savings, and you ask yourself that question, maybe the solution is as simple as getting another job. Or maybe you need to take a loan for a few years. Whatever the case may be, you have to trust that your brain will come up with the right answers. But that will only happen if you ask yourself the right questions. Now, there are going to be times when you're just not going to want to do any of these things. Maybe you're going through a bad breakup right now and you just don't want to ask yourself these questions. You don't want to ask yourself, how do I grow from this? Because you're too busy wallowing in your pain. You're too busy crying, and I get that. I completely empathize, which is why I'm going to tell you that the point of these questions is not to become some superhuman entity where you don't feel any pain and all your life's problems are fixed. You should feel pain. If you want to cry, you should cry. As long as you don't hurt yourself or anyone else, I say that sometimes you should indulge in those negative emotions, but only, and this is key, only for a while. If you're going through something terrible, you should allow yourself to feel bad. Don't force positive thinking on yourself, but after a few days or maybe a week or two, you should start asking yourself some questions. And don't just jump straight into the deep end and start asking yourself questions like, how do I feel happy again, or how will I find love again? Chances are you're not going to be emotionally ready to handle the real answers. So, like with all other skills, you should baby step the process. Ask yourself smaller questions. How do I make myself feel a little bit better right now? Should I exercise or should I meditate? How do I make someone smile today? How do I make myself smile today? How do I make sure I let someone know that I love them? How do I help someone today? Start asking these smaller questions, and slowly but surely you will begin to experience a shift in your mindset. And here's why this technique is so powerful. A lot of times we already know the answer. We just don't want to see it because we haven't asked ourselves the question yet. You probably already know how to lose weight, for example. It's not that complicated, but if you don't ask yourself every day, how do I make healthier food choices, or how do I force myself to exercise, you're probably not going to be very fit. One last thing I'd like to address is something that might have come up in your mind. Maybe you think that this is very simple. Maybe you even feel fooled that I made you watch this video so far. But trust me, this has completely changed my life, and I'm sure that it will change yours too. Just try it for a week and see the difference for yourself. If you don't like how you feel a week later, you can always go back and think like you used to think before, but I have a funny feeling that once you realize the power of this simple concept, your life will not be the same. Let go of disempowering thoughts and ideas and ask yourself empowering questions. Ask yourself the kind of questions that will lead to the quality of life that you want to have. But you know what dramatically improves the quality of the questions you ask yourself? Insight from books and mentors, from people who have come before you. So if you want more insight in your life, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you liked the video, then click the like button. And thanks for watching.